Welcome to the Jacked Racing YouTube channel. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit about how we got started and where we're going in the future. I started racing probably when I was 13 years old. I had a quarter midget we ran in Syracuse and Oswego, New York. That was a lot of fun, but we ended up moving to Erie, Pennsylvania where we couldn't race it anymore, so we sold it. 2009 is when Jacked Racing really started to take off. My dad got a 1977 Chevelle that he raced in the street stock class, and I got a 1997 Eclipse that I raced in the front wheel drive compact division. We both had a good time, we learned a lot, had some fun, and we ended up getting faster near the end of the year. My Eclipse couldn't really keep up with all of the six-cylinder cars in the class, but it was still a great learning experience considering I had just gotten my driver's license that same year. After another year, I ended up totaling that Eclipse pretty bad. Whoops. It still wasn't my fault. My dad kept his street stock all 6 years of Jacked Racing and ended up winning our last race at Lake Erie Speedway. He also picked up a bounty that night. There was another car that hadn't lost a single race that year, so they put up a bounty on him at the end and we were able to take him down. After 2 years in the compact division, I also got a 1970 Chevelle that I raced with my dad. Getting to race with him was awesome. We had some good times, had an accident or two that we still don't agree on whose fault it was, but we got to go out and race together and that was awesome. 2 years after that, I ended up moving into the modified division. Modifieds were the top division at that track near the end after late models went away, so it was awesome to be able to compete in the feature division of the track. I had pretty good luck. I won Rookie of the Year my first year, so that was an awesome accomplishment. And we had some good nights, but we just couldn't quite get to the front. We ended up figuring out what the problem was with the car at the end of the season, but then they stopped racing. So we had to sell the car. Fast forward to today, 6 years later, and we're getting back into it. So obviously 6 years is a long time and you go through a lot of changes. I now currently live near Orlando, Florida, so I'm quite a bit away from my dad in Erie, Pennsylvania, but luckily he's retiring this year, woohoo! So he's going to be able to come down and help us out sometime. We're planning on racing all around Central Florida. We've got New Smyrna Speedway, Showtime Speedway, Citrus Speedway, Auburndale Speedway. If we feel like going to dirt, we can go to East Bay Raceway. Lots of options, and you can race year round here, so that's pretty cool. We would only get to race like 3 months in Erie, Pennsylvania, because if you know anything about that area, it snows a lot, and it's cold all the time in the winter. But here, you can race all year round, so it's going to be great to be able to have a car and use it as much as we want. Hopefully just go out, have some fun, learn a lot, and see where we can go from there. We're planning on starting off right where I started off when I was 16, in a front-wheel drive compact division. They call these things all different names around this area. They call them bombers, gladiators, scramblers, mini stocks, anything that describes a small car they probably call it here. So we'll be bouncing around track to track a little bit. If we start doing good at one track, we'll stay around and maybe try and run for some points, but we're just here to have fun and learn, so we'll see where it takes us. Things are going to be a little different this time. When we lived in Erie, we had a big detached garage that made it nice and easy to work on the cars. Here, I just moved into this house with a 2-car attached garage, so we're going to hopefully be able to fit the car and a trailer in the garage, which I don't have yet. We still need to get a trailer and a truck. It'll be a little cramped, but we're going to make it work. So what's coming up in the near future on the Jacked Racing YouTube channel? We got to get the car, we got to get the trailer, and we got to get a truck. Basically, we got to start a whole race team from scratch. Some of the other things you'll see on this YouTube channel: school bus figure 8 racing, flagpole racing, all sorts of redneck racing. That's just honestly the craziest thing ever. So if you like seeing some of that carnage, stick around. I'm putting all of this on YouTube to hopefully show some of you guys what it takes to get started in racing if that's something you've wanted to do yourself, and also to try and help grow the Jacked Racing brand. I feel like there's not a lot of teams in short track racing putting this stuff out on the internet for everyone to see, so hopefully it opens the door for some sponsors, shows some people what short track racing is really all about, maybe get some more people interested in short track racing, and hopefully gives you a better idea if it's something you want to do of what all is involved with getting started. Stick around, leave us a like, comment, and a subscribe. The next video is going to be going to pick up the car and getting started on it. Thanks for watching. Follow us on Instagram, Jacked Racing, TikTok, Jacked Racing, Facebook, Jacked Racing. Just look up Jacked Racing, you'll find us somewhere.